chamber, and you can get a sky flash to take a peek.
Again, I think it's pretty cool. I think it's like a fast, good fix for a map that they weren't great at.
Another thing Harbor Viper is good at shutting down.
Yeah, and I mean, last time it looked better.
And generally, Laz's offing
last time it looked like their best Haven I've seen for a while. So
we saw
the NRG are so good at this map.
Out of short pretty much every single round, and I think that's one of the big reasons that Zeta struggled on defense versus that Fnatic team.
I do think, like you said, I think the Zeta comp can deal with the Harbor Viper quite well. The chamber.
Where's Deadlock? Looks like no one's playing it.
Particularly towards long A.
I feel like we probably would have seen it by now.
Definitely do it towards C as well. Asher can gravel.
There's still a chance with some of the maps.
Really shut down things with paint shells.
Oh no!
And this guy constantly getting information.
Is that the same guy who called out sick earlier?
No,
I think that's a different guy.
But they'll be sharing a sign later on, I'm sure. I'm kidding. Don't worry, guys. It's all going to be all right. But look, listen, this is going to be a tough game for Zeta. We're not going to sugarcoat it. That being said, though, NRG need to be playing their absolute best, because if they aren't, Zeta will take advantage. Just send it back over to Brennan Sideshow as we get ready for map 2.
Let's get to it. Yeah, it's the double sentinel opposition.
Relationship goals.
Right there. Giggle at the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, this is really interesting. If there was any team, though, that understands how to break down a Killjoy chamber composition, I think it would be Jet and NRG, because they
yeah, it should be nice for
not exactly this composition, but a similar.
Should be pretty nice for
and look at how they're set up on
the calling in terms of the amount you have to go around the map and clear
essentially. I mean, when we get to see the gameplay, you guys can see it. It's a fully grouped up NRG over towards C. And they are ready for a heavy hit. Likewise for Zeta Division, fully grouped up, trying to take a lobby control. I think you've got to do
right,
that.
Zeta on defense, NRG on attack. Again, Zeta need to kind of put up a lot of numbers on this defense with a double sentinel.
Pistol round, flash to the corner.
Oh, it's my old C-wall.
Laz, that is dangerous, man. You're not in
yeah,
your TP.
That's so nice.
Doesn't take the rendezvous.
Brutal, caught out by the Trailblazer, trying to make something happen, worried because the rest of Zeta are so far away.
Yeah, really wanted to get a kill, didn't TP
now,
away.
The reason that the flank is so good is because mostly the post plant is going to be dictated by Finesse's utility, and that is focused towards spawn.
Trying to flip the map, maybe? I mean, it's a difficult comp to do so. Yeah, it's all just being contained, except not in garage depth.
Man, they double push spawn as well.
But they've already flipped it for them, and they've taken
double push spawn, and we're around the welding here. The only way is that win is if they stick this.
Yeah,
wait, they're sticking this.
10 sticking, halfway on, already onto the defuse. Victor from range. Needed to land that one. Sticking, Crow, surely you don't do it.
Okay, really nicely done. Great play from Victor to realize what was going on here and just go around the world to secure it. He played great.
Nice idea by Zeta, and good try by Dead too, picking up 3 in the round. But NRG's composition is going to be extremely good in post plans.
Yeah, in terms of pistols, we're at 2-1 right now. Obviously, 1-0.
Protect the President comp, where the idea is that you're just escorting the Viper onto sites, and then you're putting down the orb, you're putting down the snake bites, and it just makes it incredibly difficult to set retake in. And one of the other reasons that Zeta's comp
Lad's frustrated there because he's going to feel like he lost it because he could have TP'd away.
They're going to get passive information from Alarm Bot, from Turret, from the trademark too. So that means that you can free up your players.
Oh, they're getting everything as well. They're really trying to snowball. Victor getting 3, obviously, in the pistol, and they want to make sure he gets everything. Got the plant as well.
Now taking up the orb over towards C, see if they can get the ults online. I mean, Victor is 3 away now. Goes towards it with the kills and the plants that he's getting.
Trailblazer just sees it.
I mean, they're going to be pretty happy with that. Good amount of info here.
Looking to try and take it instantly.
Yeah, and they're kind of playing.
Don't have garage control though. Still orbs up.
Playing at least the Viper a little bit like the Guard do in terms of like protect the VIP, get him over towards the site, pick up the smoke, and it's pretty much impossible for a retake.
A bit late in terms of denying. They're out into the open. There's a flash as well. It connects ever so slightly delayed. Laz.
Let's clean up from Ardis, but they kind of want Victor to clean these up, to be honest with you.
And look at this, the idea of trying to push back through a high tide and a cascade.
I mean, Ardis will do. He's 1 away now as well, so that kind of works. Now they have some options as well. They could definitely throw this gun away, try and get an orb, and then you could knife into this one. Or they could just buy an extra one, and then they know they have a knife in the round after. It's probably going to be the safer option, which is second.
Where you have tons of utility to be able to get back in. They need to be ready to fight as the plan goes down.
Protect the VIP, and only the VIP died there. Yeah, that's actually true.
We'll get to see what this defense looks like properly. Much more spread, less of a gamble.
Okay, they actually don't bite as heavy into this one as I thought. I thought they could take a bit of a risk because of the knives here.
Looks like he wants to try and take that line into short as a
We go for the,
plenty of bodies ready.
again, pretty much everything I say is the guards, because I feel like they actually changed up so much of the way this one's played. Again, this wall, double block of vision, it's a nightmare to play against. It's pretty much just this, and then you get this X is probably where you can see Laz playing majority of the time once he gets up.
Well defended over towards A.
Nice from Laz and
Laz.
the Trailblazer too, getting info behind.
Yeah,
this
I mean, he's already playing there. But the thing is,
Nasty angle.
people who played it,
That is
damn, everyone was waiting for the jump
particularly
spot.
nasty. Precise with that one, a jump spot punished. Good adjustment though, Victor. It's there.
Damn, nicely
Taking
done
the
from
TP,
Ardis.
not the
Looked like he was
safety.
running with
Laz,
this.
Maybe a bit of a misstep. Wanted to just try and buy his time a little bit more, closer towards it. NRG now getting that plant down. It's a situation you don't want to find yourself in. If you are Zeta Division trying to retake
Yeah,
into this
picks up the smoke, puts the spawn, and this should be, once this wall goes down, smoke goes up, it should be an impossible retake.
Still chances here for Zeta, but it's going to get tough.
Yeah, and Heaven's being watched for 10.
Like, look at that. Now what?
Som's just currently sitting at, just watching it. Anybody who pushes forwards, it's just, yeah, crumbling.
Yeah, it's too strong. They got to fight a little bit heavier on sight. They can't retake.
Laz was the real danger player there, set up on that deep line down short.
The problem for Zeta, I think, maybe, is that this comp that they're playing right now, in terms of like Viper on this map, it's very common in Americas. It's getting more popular in EMEA, but I've not seen anyone play it in APAC. Not that I can remember anyway, straight away. So they haven't had much practice against it. Arch, thank you so much. Thank you for the gifted, Arch. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you.
The times where we've seen Ardis play Jet here, I feel like it's his best map.
Big reveal here. Yeah. I mean,
He always pops off.
Fights, he is bobbing off. They spot a ton of bodies. NRG, Finesse making the call.
That was the first team to play Viper Harbor on this map. So what happened was Fury was the first that we saw of it publicly, but then there was an interview with Sadak who said that he didn't say directly, but he hinted that Fury stole it from them.
Laz is calling over the reinforcements.
Yeah, it's definitely more time over. Oh my, Headhunter! A few more bullets left to do some serious damage. That's a team flash. Unfortunate. That's
not useful.
Big shots though.
To play with, and NRG, they do
yeah, and they forced them away. And they kind of talked about what I was talking about as well, I think as well, since that round happened, that they have to, the retakes are too hard right now. They've seen a round where we've had a smoke here, and they have to fight heavier over towards this. So this call to rotate was pretty good. And then obviously they fake over towards B, they block vision, nice wall, and then we actually leave the site. So that was pretty cool as well. I feel like Ardis had a lot of running.
Wow, that fake onto B is
yeah, this was really good. Nice use of the Viper wall as well. This is a bit of a masterclass. They got Harbor ult as well if they want to. Look at that, bro. Oh my goodness. FNS gets 3 assists as well in terms of the smoke. Dude, he had no idea about the third guy. What a nice round to watch. This was such like a good breakdown round. Yeah. The insta fake over towards B.
A rough situation there. Laz hit 2 beautiful shots with the Headhunter.
It was good information from Ardis as well, right? The fact that he was just holding over towards short once they went to go fake B and he had the rotates go out.
Fake on the other side, using the fact that his Viper wall covers short and B to create pressure on both sides. Combine that with a Harbor wall
was really
from
good.
Som, and it really sold the B hit. Zeta were trying to full rotate. So come get this or come get these?
I mean, that greatly changes the reaction, I think, when you make it these, which I will not be repeating on broadcast, or maybe I will. Depends if we have another tech pause, but
Zeta taking the timeout here to try and figure out
yeah,
what's
and they
going
kind of need to talk about this as well, because it's like there's a problem with this comp. It's a nightmare to play against, because you want to fight sites,
sure, round 4 felt like
which that means that your rotates have to be like perfect. But in theory, they got a good comp to have like info around the map, so they can be pretty smart with where they put like the Killjoy util. And like it's kind of all about that really, and making sure they can fight heavy sites. The Killjoy and the Cypher, the Chamber util are really important.
One of the things that annoyed me the most about watching Loud is that they weren't playing Haven with this
yeah, like this is pretty
good. Into the rotation, so love to see that from the Americas teams.
Okay, Lazar's is all. off angle
Real twist
over.
on things for
Ooh,
squads like Zeta in Pacific.
It's hard as going with this. Judge. Blade
oh, this
Storm.
is 10-1 right
Straight to
now.
Laz with
Oh, he's going into this
Chamber
though.
Yep, tour de force here, holding this corner and the angle, but it's such a difficult shot to
Wall
hit.
come in.
Barely a timing here, and look at the util dump all the way through! Dep! No way!
Oh, what is that fourth kill, bro? What the hell is that fourth kill? Oh, that's insanity. That is mental.
It's over in a flash.
Dude, I didn't even process in my head that he got the fourth kill properly. I saw the dink, but I didn't realize he melted him.
Dep, no way!
Dep is there just to support Laz. in
Dude,
case
and Laz
something like that
completely
happens.
bailed on him. He was on his own the whole time. Oh, that's so wild.
This is one of the fastest ace plays
That
I've
is
seen.
crazy. That's like the final bullet as well. Oh,
Yeah, that was one of the
my
best
God.
aces so far.
That's one to fire Zeta up.
Yeah. If you needed a round to get you back into it, that's it.
And it would have been a cool play even had Dep not instantly aced. The idea being that Laz takes contact, TP's away, and it plays Dep
Oh, I
in.
love this change up as well from NRG at the moment. This smoke is a nightmare. You look over towards B, we've got the lurk smoke going on. So could be, I mean, they've got a good comp for this, but basically when this smoke comes in, it blocks double vision here, so you got to have one either side, because otherwise you can lurk left or right with the smoke. Damn, this is nice as well. Artis is on a heater.
Continues to be a demon on these entries.
Yeah, he's doing everything.
He's 10-2. He's slaughtering Zeta, apart from the prior round.
Footstep maybe? I'm sure, but Laz is playing in front of his trademark. There's no way. Okay. Clear in the corner. Locked down. You have got to be joking, Laz. You've got to be joking.
Oh
No
my.
way. Okay. Evened it up. 4 versus 4, and it's locked down. Oh, Victor can't catch that rotation. It's thrown confusion into the mix.
Zeta want to try and get into sights as
30
quickly as
seconds
possible, but there's nobody really here. It's only Dep. He spotted one.
Yep, spotted it now, and you really
Oh,
have
the
to look
Mozzie
for a bit more
bounce
of a
back.
defense.
That
Only
did
missing.
not go where Finesse was
Locked
intended.
down, earned inside the smoke, bit of spam. Dep
Damn.
just really falling there,
Yeah,
close towards
they're
the
too good.
back.
The good news at the moment for Zeta is they have so much money after winning the one before so cleanly.
It is just all
But yeah, the
wrapped
bad
up.
news is it's still looking like a nightmare.
Win taking out the sails for Zeta Division.
Yeah, jeers from the crowd, but sensible option for Zeta, just trying to keep hold of whatever guns they have. You can, I mean, you can't even really do damage to the NRG economy. You just end up running into sight.
Yeah.
And you see that Zeta really need to be playing for these flood defenses.
They do.
They can't afford to play big set retakes like that. But when you leave A open, it then leaves you in a weird spot where
Yeah,
Dep
and I think
Pro are
saving
just
the
trying
guns
to
is
run
fine
back in.
because NRG's money
they-
is just
it
like
just
out
gets
of control anyway. You're kind of just accepting it.
So Zeta are currently finding it very difficult to get the read on where Finesse is rotating the troops. They have the freedom, more so than most compositions, in terms of where they position themselves, because they've got all of that Sentinel utility to still give them info around the map, and yet still FNS has got them in loops.
Have to see the adjustments here. Did
Still
like the
low.
initial defensive
Money's
setup by
kind
Zeta. I
of
mean,
money's
when
kind of good, but
play
they
Laz
need
in
rounds.
short, I think he needs a little bit more help if you are going to try and defend him there.
Is this just a comp
That's an
diff?
unfortunate
Dude,
one.
in theory on paper,
Though his position was known.
theory on paper,
already been
Zeta's
spotted up
comp
in heaven.
should be pretty good against NRG's comp. The thing is that
That's a little interesting.
like
Go for a play at
this
double
comp
doors,
has
not quite.
been perfected, whereas Zeta's comp is pretty new.
Yeah. Sheer firepower to brute force it maybe. Trailblazer spotting out the alarm bot now. We'll clear that one.
They'll have spotted the fact that there's an Odin over there. I mean, he's already shot.
And they're doing good at the moment in terms of like getting control
Posted
and
behind the Viper wall.
breaking a lot of
So
the
this isn't going to
util.
deny too much information over towards A. He's got his trademark too, and Crow flashes to make sure no one's timed him down long. So now Laz can just be left.
Yeah,
watching.
Laz is in the pause that we were talking about
Has the
before,
freedom to be able to rotate
and this
off
B
and help
hit
10, but 10
is
currently getting pressure
very
with the Cove.
Is
nice.
that a lineup? Looking nice with it, honestly. Artist dashing up towards the top! And he's granted one.
Yeah,
Quite
and
a
they
freebie, still have to
don't
look
fully
for
go
It's
for it,
another
and
kind of
again,
poke. Yeah, bait and
they're
switch.
trying to
There are
play off
players
the
to
fact
beat
that
them,
they
though.
know they have the
Zeta,
heavy
they are
fight
here,
sight.
And they are trying to strike back here with the
Gotta
Odin
get
the
one more.
crossfire. Sugar Zero, close to the corner now, avoiding
It's
it.
unlucky.
Does not
Oh
avoid the
man,
fire,
Ardis
and
is
again,
outrageous right
Picking
now.
up the
He's
pieces
just
out in the
winning them
open, man.
so many rounds.
NRG are catching Zeta off on so many of these angles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
I mean,
dead
it's
too,
worked out
just-
great for NRG in terms of how they've played
you
it,
know,
like
going
bigger
back and forth
picture.
from the ADS
Like within the
takes so
first
long
3
on the
rounds,
Odin,
they
it does
showed
really
their smokes over towards here, showed them that they can't really retake, so you've got to think, right, okay, they then have a talk that we have to play faster over towards the sites. And then ever since they kind of set it in there, knowing that they can't retake, they're then just manipulating the map so much. We saw the A pivot into the B, fake back towards the A, and then on this one, just like the fake B hit, knowing they're probably going to try and fight heavy, rotate heavy, and then just rotate all the way around to C. Like they're gods. And Ardis is just doing bits as well on top of it.
But this is NRG domination.
And Laz struggling in a 1v3 there that seems unwinnable, and also having to try and call against Finesse on this map. Puts him in a similar level of a bind. Look at these fights. NRG just peeking you from expectation, angles that you don't expect.
Ardis is frying as well. I mean,
He is
14-3.
I swear he always goes
Laz
nuts
still
for
has the
Aiko,
op-out. Money is
This
low,
composition
though, so if
sets
they
them up
lose
for
this,
so
they
much
have to
success
do an
because you
eco,
get
and they're
free
kind of in a
space
spot where they
at
can't
8.
afford to eco.
Viper walls.
Here it is, push forwards here. 10. He's earned his showstopper.
That's nice at
Close to the
least for
corner here. This
10.
has to be cleared. They gotta
Ardis,
know it.
though.
What's he looking for here? Showstopper.
Dash.
Satchel
Yeah,
up
nice
into the
dash
air. The
away,
dash back. No,
perfectly
Ardis
read.
As healthy as anything.
What a
150.
dodge.
Completely avoided.
And now NRG leave again. You know,
It's a
Zeta
huge
are
win.
worried
Question
they
marks
could still
created
be
as well
all
in
the way
terms of
down
here and
short
here.
Down long, and NRG are just taking map control and playing with it
And
so
yeah,
well.
now they got that all out of them. They try and just do
Bamboozling
some map
Zeta,
control.
Still have 3 players over towards A, only now looking for a reclear towards short.
You know, witness the masterclass. That's what it feels like here. Seekers
Trying to break a lot of
clearing
this
the
as
way.
well.
Safe path into the back of the site. Laz with the operator trying to retake. Shots are fired off, but
Oh my goodness.
nothing gained. Ardis.
Dude, with the Viper on top as well. Oh, just when you thought the retake was hard enough.
More. Into the corner here, Crow. Trailblazer, Ardis forced to back away. He's out in the open. Taken out into the sky here, but still they have this Viper's Pit to get through. They've used all their tools really. The boom button, Trailblazer.
2 HP.
Survives on 2 health.
Oh my
Flash
goodness.
around over the top, Laz.
It was honestly a pretty smart play from him. It's just very unlucky that he's still alive.
They have so many tools to just push them away here. NRG, as long as they survive. And yet it ticks away any chances now of winning this one. You have to back away. This is heartbreak for Zeta.
Yeah, and they might honestly.
One of the things that I think NRG do at a world-class level, up there with the very best.
There's 2
teams in
people
the
that can't
world,
buy right now.
is mix in different tempos to their game. They'll hit you with a fast round, and it'll look exactly the same as if they're going for a
Man,
fake. and it'll look
NRG on this
exactly
map
the same
are
as
just
if they're going
so
for a
it's
slow
so
round
nice
too.
to watch.
You know,
Like
their
it's been a
cascade that they use
masterclass.
down A, you have no idea if they're going to instantly go into an A hit off the back of that. The round where Finesse
Like,
was
they
able
really
to
have this
post
map
up
down.
Ardis in short and then fake the B hit looked very, very similar to what they just did on B. And you only know once it's already too late and the plant's down. And at that point, this composition just does the rest, because Finesse's Viper utility is a nightmare to get through.
Yep. The Viper utility, Nano Swarms, the 4 positions being played. I mean, yeah, collecting the signatures. But this is 7-1. Last timeout being used by Zeta, by the way, in the first half. I mean, not many rounds left towards it, but you really do have to salvage it here.
This first half seems almost signed and sealed already by NRG.
Yeah.
Zeta are going to have to come up with something enormous to recover it.
I mean,
Loving a good Haven, yeah. It's because it's one of the better like mind game maps in this, in my opinion. It's one of the better,
push them away so they can't even set up into post plants.
the better one for mid rounding and map control and just like it's like the push and pull of this map. I like it the most.
He certainly is. And on top of that, it really helps when Ardis is getting every first kill, it feels like. You know, that was a major problem when they played against Billy.
Okay,
I said it
and
before, I'll say
they
it again,
won a
they
hero
really
round,
hate
and
Ardis
they
and Victor
bought out
combining
the
on that
judge
second
and then
half
got
on the
rid of it.
backside.
But yeah, we forced into this one, and it's not the best guns, but honestly, normal guns haven't been working anyway. We changed it up in terms of NRG as well. We've been going over towards here, faking, and we go back to the pistol strat, the straight up fast C.
No kills.
Not the same wall this time. They didn't want to. Felt a bit too obvious with that. Trades.
Seeks to claim and lay claim to. In a sight here.
Oh, what a flash in the end.
Excellent 10.
Good luck 10.
Desperation
You're
at this
so
point
wrecked.
with the stinger, vulnerable up. He has to swing
Yeah,
into
he
them,
has
and
to
he
do
cannot
something.
do a bloody thing.
Victor as well spams onto Crow, who was trying to send in some level of flash to support. And Laz, IGL star player on Chamber, left wondering where it's going so wrong.
I mean, they're just changing
NRG are
everything up.
ready for what
Like
Zeta's
when you're
throwing
trying to
at them.
like
It's a nice
when you
idea for
finally
Zeta. I feel
think
like
you've
that's one of
solved
the
it and you
reasons
feel
why
like you know what
Kevin
you have to
Odin
do,
in
they
one of
just
the
go and
prior
just
rounds is to try and
insta hit
spam
over towards
if
C
NRG
site.
are using the
Good
cascade to
spacing
make
with the
C
second hit as well.
And they just counter spam, and then the Zeta players can't do a thing.
Last feeling like he has to go for it.
There's
But
7.
no, you have to save. Yeah, it's ticking. He hears the footsteps.
If he
Economic
does
damage
save,
doesn't do anything. No.
no, if he does save, at least he has an op and can drop somebody else. These situations are gutting, and especially when you
It's
feel
been
like you have the
9
mechanical
years.
ability to win some of these, some of the time.
Yeah, that's insane,
You
isn't
feel
it?
like, oh, maybe I should go for it.
Yeah. There's a reason we were saying, you know, Zeta Division potentially going to be looking back at that buy-in map when they're on map point and kicking themselves. Turning point of the series because, yeah, you know, it is.
Is there another game after this one? No, this is the last one. So we've done all the 3 games in one day, so we're back to just
Think
normal.
back to how Billy were able to
normal
up to
2
them.
best
There
of
was
3s a day.
always pressure in their face.
So this is
Now,
the last
NRG were
one.
never allowed to get comfortable.
Could
Once they
potentially
find
be a
the
fast
comfort
one
zone
from what we've
and
been
find the
seeing as
rhythm,
well.
it's
Looks like
so
we're going to go
difficult
super
to push them
aggro
out
from
of it.
Zeta,
That's the task that
and
Zeta now
why
have.
not at this point?
Looks like
I
Ten might wanna get
think that's good
aggressive
because
down
a good way,
Walk push.
to be honest, of dealing
Coming
against
in,
the
coming
Viper
again.
is
Done
once
this
it goes
already.
in,
So
a lot
they're
of times
actually
the
thinking
smoke
about
are in these
who's gonna
areas,
get
right?
back to this.
So if you have the fast flank over
both
towards C or
Nanos
fast flank
committed.
over towards A, it's
They're
kind
out
of
that
good. You
spot,
kind
he's
of
gonna be waited out.
That's weird,
not
though. I
having
mean,
to
that's a
force through
major
the smoke.
defensive tool that's just been-
And it honestly is like a good
Yeah, this is
approach,
so early on.
good way
18
to play
seconds into
against
the
it.
round.
20,
Man,
but they're trying to funnel players
did
into
they think they
10,
were
who's
on A
close up
site?
into mid. He's got the rest of his
Or are they
team
trying to
here.
funnel them back into
They're
this
hoping for a
push and trying to make
reaction
sure that
from
they go here?
NRG.
But they're just not
Yeah,
doing
they're
it.
trying to
There's no
force them into
quick
the mid
reaction.
push.
Instead, NRG are just looking to try and retake the space that they just lost. Zeta
It's a
are gonna
great
have to find the
flash.
timing.
Do you know what was so good about this flash? I'll highlight it in a sec.
Group time, Satchel's getting out of there. Laz is behind you. Crashes falls, and here's the instantaneous reaction. Artist already deep onto the side. Sugar Zero.
I'll definitely wait. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Drop down.
Big
No
jaw.
way. Sugar Zero thought it was
Damn,
all
and he
clear,
just waited for his
Salt's helping him
teammate
out.
as well, did an extra bait
Beating
shot, so
down
the
the
focus was
opposition.
still on him. Artist is a god right now, he's doing so well.
That's got it all to do on the flank.
Fast flank, but Finesse has got the angle, moving forwards, wasn't quite favoured, damage done to either side here. Where's the kill? It's collected. All for the IGL.
38
8 to 1,
HP.
about to be 9 to 1.
And Zeta are throwing everything they can.
Yeah, pretty
on
much
the wall
impossible.
here, trying
So
to
what
get
was really cool
something
about
to
this is,
stick,
right,
and
so you
it's
see the
just
Killjoy
not
ult that went
working.
over towards C here.
Crow's in a
It
spot
kind of
where he
forced
can
them back in
jump out
over
on the
towards
ledge.
this
He's
area,
got
right?
some
So
of
it's
finesse
like
waiting
this,
to
and they
come
have to
down.
go over
It's
towards
just
this area
another
here.
unwinnable
What they then
1v3
did as well, because it
that
happened
Zeta
so
find
early,
themselves
that's why they
looking
thought that
towards.
something was
And
up.
this
Then
could
we saw a
probably be the
flash
closest
that went
round they've
like
had to be able
this,
to put one
but it
on
landed
board
in
in a
this
long
corner,
while.
so it was blocked by this. So literally it's
found
just
a really
clearing
nice
all of
timing
this,
pass
basically,
fixes
to see if
the
they
lava
got
right
into
as
window,
Victor
right?
fell.
Doesn't clear anything above it
Felt like
here.
there might be
It's
something
literally just this
happening
corner here. So this
Up
flash
until
hit, and then they knew they were
Artist
so
just
pushed up,
drops
and they
down
didn't want
from
to.
heaven.
They wanted to get like precise
Nails the
info
shot
with the
for
flash
Zero.
itself. So they kind of read into the fact that this all was
Even
done
when Zeta have
so
ideas
heavily
that are
and so
working,
fast over towards
timings
A
that
that
they
something
find,
was wrong here.
NRG
So
have
yeah,
lost
it was a
their
great
ball,
flash
and
to
they're now
kind
on
of
fire.
make them realize that
Look
they
at
had
this.
pushed earlier.
That's the kind of situation where maybe, you know, Sugar Zero's a little quicker around the corner, a little quicker on the trigger.
Maybe collects it onto Artist. Yeah, there's
Maybe.
a chance potentially. but
Yeah,
you
he's
feel the
getting hella
frustration.
frustrated.
Especially for Laz, who we know
'Cause it
already
is
wears
just
his
like a
heart on his sleeve,
masterclass.
right? We've seen it at previous tournaments too, how much these losses can affect him. But he's now the IGL, the team captain, everything, all of the weight on his shoulders. Superstar, IGL.
Yeah, maybe he's feeling the
Has
pressure.
to try and make something work here.
Deep nade into the position. but
Wanted
Finesse
to
already
go
mapped it.
forwards, but this vision block
The
here just
angle.
creates a separate little area,
For
and he
sure.
couldn't do it with a judge.
The order was
Man,
sent out. The rest of his team looking to try and break
Ha-
some of this
it's been a
utility.
nightmare to play against.
Turret only just placed here, actually. Off on the angle there. Crash is trying to spam through the wall to bring it down.
Might have the fastest game, sorry, the longest game we've ever seen into the fastest map we've ever seen.
Laz is set up here with an interesting setup. Rendezvous manages to get him out into spawn, so he can really try and hard anchor towards the back, but he
He's
can't
looking
really
left
leave.
and right. Yeah, I mean, there's no one else covering a different section.
No. Oh, spotted.
Okay,
Finesse cleared
big Jill.
again with a chance.
Nicely
Yeah,
done
jumping
from
right
10.
into the fray here, but a call is
Instant
made for
push
NRG.
over towards B, but they
Straight
don't
into
have
this
the
one.
wall for this
Trailblazer
anymore, so
catches.
honestly,
Oh, he got
Laz!
punished.
oh my
Yes!
god, he's just
How is
disrespecting
Artist
everything.
Slaughtering the ball so easily.
He
them
is
to
farming.
pieces.
Dude, look at him, he's just walking through every
Curse.
single bit of util.
Down he goes.
Yeah, bro.
Another 1v3 3 for Crow.
He sees a smoke, he goes through it.
Surely, but you have to make a go of it here. Crossfire setup, it's impossible. It's just impossible.
He's got a flash.
Disheartening, truly disheartening.
I mean, absolutely brutal for him. Everybody on NRG, everybody on Zeta, quiet, allowing Crow to play the clutch, but realizing that this game has completely slipped away from them.
This is it. At this point, on the precipice, it's an elimination match.
Keith?
Zeta,
I mean, yeah, he doesn't do this
Virgin
on
going
Killjoy.
home.
I'll put that out there.
And in the silence that's forced by these dreadful clutches towards the end of the rounds, that sense of dread is going to seep in. And when Ardis is doing stuff like that to you, what's the answer?
FNS is dead as well, so he's literally just doing that spectating Ardis.
Last round of the first half.
Just sitting back, watching, enjoying.
We haven't seen a 13-1.
No, I mean, we haven't. And we've seen comebacks before. Maybe not like this.
I don't think I've ever seen one like this, Brent.
Yeah. Start taking care of. Laz seeking to reclaim that space right after the point here. Oh, Blazer.
He dodged this really well.
Close to the corner as well.
He
Onto
dodged
one.
this so
And
well.
falling
Dog
once
came in
more.
all the way,
Trying to find
went
over
here,
to
and
this
he's
place
just on the
again,
other
making
side.
sure to read. The Viper wall up in their faces. Okay, reckoning.
Just running around with
Oh,
utility.
man.
Feet.
Dude, look at the
Chance for
trades as well.
Crow, but
FNS
barely
is just
that.
running up,
Just a
taking the big
chance.
jaws as well on sight.
Can't take it. And again, it's Laz, IGL captain.
Spike planted.
This time you have to make the play into it, but you've got walls to get through, the lockdown to get through. It's an impossibility. It's
Yeah. Good luck, mate.
just not possible. And
Dude.
yeah, he realized, I mean, even just like the detainment here, he's like, okay, well, what can you do?
What's he going to do?
That is sad. Yeah.
The last time that these two teams faced, it was heartbreak for Zeta, but in a very different way. A great run ended. This
Damn,
time,
I mean, this was,
looking
yeah, this
down
was
the
a nightmare
barrel
to
at
play
the end
against.
of their entire year,
That was
not
such
been
a
able to
strong attack
replicate
side.
that
It
same
really
level of
was.
success
Everything
that
was
found
like
Reykjavik.
perfect.
And what a deflating way for it to look to end. An 11-1 half, completely outplayed here.
Pure
Yeah, and
domination.
Zeta have been
Yeah,
struggling on
Finesse
this
has
map in the
just
split,
called an
and
absolutely
then they
impeccable
changed
game
to
on
this
half as
comp,
well.
which
Ardis
is
playing
which is
lights
the
out on
crew
top of
comp.
it.
But again,
Absolutely
they came from
incredible
last
stuff.
chance
Let's send it down to the
qualifiers,
decks
so
to
they
break it
probably
down.
only had like,
Thank you so much, fellas. Wow.
I don't know, I would guess and say 8 practices
decimation
maximum
on
with
Haven.
this.
And we knew that Haven was going to be a strong map for
I think
NRG.
I'm probably overcooking that as
Sean,
well
I'll
in
be
terms
honest,
of
I
the
didn't
number.
think this strong, given what we were talking about leading into the series. I'm kind of stunned, honestly.
I think a lot of it is to do with FNS's calling, but you also obviously have to have a jet like Ardis just taking
Yeah,
all of the space
Ardis
with
is
the
outrageous
cascades.
right now.
Sideshow and Brent did a great job of pointing that out, actually. He was always trailing the cascades up long A. He was taking space on C, going up garage aggressively, going into B, doing kind of the Dirk updraft onto the box.
You want my
So
clips
many
channel,
entries.
dude? I can give you
And
the
we've been
link
waiting
for
for
that.
the map where it's like, okay, this
not
is the
gonna
energy
ignore
we
that
know
one.
with a really good, consistent mid-rounding. Even when they're winning, they're coming up with new ideas. And I think this first half was clearly that
Yes.
energy
I'll spam
continued
it a
to be
little
one
bit for
step
anyone else who
ahead.
wants it.
And
Again, just
honestly,
like
Zeta
VODs.
just looked deflated.
Yeah,
If you don't want to watch the VODs, you don't have time, we have editor editing it all down, so it's nice, simple, no spoilers as well. There we go, Prodigy. You
Quite
do it.
the moment there for him to be able to pull that off, but that's all they were able to get.
But your only round is an ace. I think that just speaks to the tragedy of this game right now for Zeta. They went on an incredible run in the Pacific LCQ.
Okay, what NRG
Most
face
people
after
didn't
this?
think
They get a
that they would
rematch
win
against
that
Billy Billy
tournament.
Gaming.
A big game
So
over
we,
Secret. They come here, play some
we get
close
the-
matches, and then
I mean, we won't.
this
They'll
game,
ban.
where their
Not
only
that they'll
round
ban
is
split,
an
but they
ace.
won't
And I think
pick
that's
split.
a
They'll have a
testament to
different
just
move.
how well NRG is playing right now.
Yeah, that's insane that he just got that ace in the Reckoning in garage. It's almost impossible to dodge the stun in that
It
zone.
might be like the
Because
fastest ace I've ever
a
seen.
jet blade storm coming right in his face. I mean, that's an incredible ace, but to walk away with that being your only round with double sentinel is just, that's depressing.
Yeah, it definitely hurts. And look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, folks. Zeta, they're going to need to pull off a miracle to come back into this game, or else NRG
The
are
real move
moving
is to
on in
pick
this
split again?
competition. Let's send it back over to your casters.
I mean, maybe. I think no matter what, they know it's going to be third map, so they can kind of have that have whatever
NRG
prep
just
they
on
had
the
for
cusp of it,
and
man.
lessons that they learned from
11-1.
last time, and they can just have
Against
a
the pistol round now, and
have an extra
the
map
form
that,
that they're
and
in.
they're in control, knowing what the map would be. Let's be the way that I
They're
would
looking
play it.
fantastic to be able to close things out. What a recovery from NRG too, after being upset by Billy. And then looking dodgy in map 1, and it going all the way to OT. They've absolutely dismantled Zeta here.
Breaking the util though, they're fast. Straight through B.
Laz could get
Look
caught.
look at them all.
Squeeze
What a weird
attempt.
round.
Are they going to go with it? No, actually going to go for the plant onto B, but taking control of the connector Laz. Definite potential here for him to get caught, and he does,
Yeah,
so it's cleared out.
but keep an eye on this
Look
guy.
at 10 though. 10
Yeah,
is
honestly,
back
10
all
is
the
in
way
a
up to heaven.
great pause if they come back this
Som's
way. Has an
heard
alarm bot to
something.
play off of.
Heard
Dude, who
it.
is this? You're
Spotted
crazy
it.
patient. Som.
Just seeking to
That was
contain.
This
nice.
is a bizarre
You can help your
post-plant
team through this
situation
wall as
over
well,
here.
right,
Close
Vito?
together now.
Oh
They want
my
to take a
goodness.
fight to
Oh
him.
my goodness.
No way,
A
man.
double melt.
It's right clicks, it shares the pistols. The ones that are really sailing him through. A tap onto it, forces out the pull, but 10, they know where he is. He's spotted out.
Oh
He's
man, give him
brought
a pistol
down.
at least.
NRG have
11
never lost a
chances,
match
the
like
highest
this.
one
We
that I've
often see
wrote this
core
time.
have slow starts in international
We've seen a few
tournaments, but
10s.
they don't
We
go
haven't
out
seen
in groups that
we
easily.
haven't seen an
A
11
lot of
yet.
naysayers after they lost to Billy, a lot of fraudulent
force into this one.
accusations being levied online. And certainly with Bind, they were pushed.
Planted.
There were chances for Zeta to win that, many of them. But here, there was not a single one. The only round being gained by an ace. NRG looking like they've rebounded with fierce fashion.
Setting themselves up for the series win continuation. Zeta, the verge of going home. Much earlier than they perhaps wanted. Artis, top of the box here. Returned with the fire. The shots are rattled, forcing the rotations from NRG.
Blinded.
Flash over the top though. Good reload. They are grouped up and they're finding it difficult to get options here. Trailblazer
Placing swarm
spots it, so Tep is there. Now Crashes with the most to do, but at this angle, it could seriously cause some decimation. Star's nice to set them back up onto it along with the Trailblazer.
It's still here.
So has to back away here.
That's
Fast
insane.
up onto the angle, but look at this util. Immediately, high
Yeah,
tide,
wall
cuts it
comes
off.
in, and you can either
Zeta
have
just
to
can't
force
really
with a
get through it.
flash or wait it out.
Oh, they
Okay.
don't need those kind of moments
Just
as
spams,
well.
just
Stars
spams
drop,
straight
this is
down
it.
the
This
wall.
is the moment. It's a turning point. It's where NRG really just make their stand and lay claim to it. Continuation in the tournament, they do not go lightly. Zeta
enemy remaining.
still here, but Deb's the last
Oh
one
my
left.
goodness.
Jumping right click in his face, taking a fight to him. Picked up the upgrade. 1 versus 1, him versus Victor. Victor, a chance to make it clean cut. Turret spotted out, doesn't hit the shot, needs to stick the plant. Pressure mounting, and
man.
Victor delivers
The
it.
most dominant
A
map we've
final
seen so
blow.
far, it feels like.
And NRG,
That was
they
yeah.
send
I mean, what else can you
Zeta
say about it? It
home.
was great to watch. Like you could, I
In the
feel like
most
I could do
dominant
like
map
a
that we have seen thus
like I
far
could
at
do a
Champions,
breakdown of pretty
and
much every round
absolutely
from
bizarre one. 13 rounds
NRG
of
here.
excellence from NRG. Artists playing out of